Welcome to Swing State University, a college golf and lifestyle podcast. I'm your host, James Boone, and joining us this week is content creator, Garsen Grip tour rep, and professional golfer, Bhavi Sohal. You're a hot commodity right now.
Bro, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. But I know my loyalty's last Swing State. I'm giving it a good out of Swing State.
Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Season 2, episode, I want to say 18. We're at episode 18, which is pretty sick. Nice. This episode is going to be really, really cool. You guys are going to be in for a treat. We have an Oakland University Golden Grizzly alumni hopping on the show today. 2 other famous Golden Grizzlies that I can think of off the top of my head. I'm thinking Jack Golke, Rocket Watts,
yes, sir.
2024
Yeah.
run against UK. Put a nail in the coffin for John Calipari. Bringing down the kingdom. He had to move over to Arkansas. Yeah. Had to get out of here. And Oakland Golden Grizzlies did it to him. Really cool show today for a number of reasons. We have with us Bhavi Sohal, Oakland University alum, professional golfer, content creator. Follow him at Bhavi Golf. Bhavi, thank you so much for hopping on the show today.
Thanks, James, for having me. This is so sick. I'm fired up to get chatting and see what we cover. Should be good. Look forward to it.
Going to be good, man. Bhavi is going to be a really, really cool guest for those to talk about the transition from having a successful college career, being an all-conference type player, and then asking yourself questions of like, hey, what is next for me? And if going pro is what's next for me, there's a steep financial cost that comes with that. There's a time, resources, be away from family. But then also, Bhavi has done a really cool job of leveraging social media, brand collaborations, has used his intellect and creativity to build a platform that people would want to follow, and then being able to leverage that into being able to support himself while he continues to navigate being a professional golfer. Really cool stuff today. So Bhavi, I would love to start, very simple, like from Queensland, Australia, growing up as a kid. What did that look like for you in terms of getting introduced to the game? I know cricket is huge in Australia.
Huge.
Like, where did you grow up playing cricket? Like,
I did play a little bit.
Okay.
I did play a little bit. My father really got me into golf really young. Oh, of course, like most Australian kids, we play a bunch of sports. I played club rugby there for a while. I played like a little bit of cricket, not really anything like for a club level, maybe at school, and then a little bit of tennis, a little bit of this, a little of that, and kind of just kept doing it. Like a little bit of like shot put and discus there was kind of my sport. But yeah, kind of grew up in a house of just playing a bunch of different sports, but golf was always a focus from just a young kid. I was obsessed with it. My dad was fired up. He was really getting into it too at the time. And so we just traveled around playing events, starting at 6 years old. Really, we just loved what we did, right? But yeah, my dad really got me into it, and he still plays a ton today.
Mm-hmm. You also have a younger brother. Is younger brother or older brother?
Younger brother, Jaskar, and he's got a good story too. He played 2 years at junior college golf at Indian Hills Junior College, and then he transferred to play Division I at South Carolina Upstate University in South Carolina.
Okay.
And so he's over there right now. He's doing a good job.
There's a dude named PK who used to be teammates with Anthony DeShutter that I think whenever he was at SIU transferred to Upstate. So I'm sure.
I'm sure they cross
probably
paths.
Probably know each other. That's awesome. Yeah, might have to get little bro on the show at some point.
Bro, he's got the best story in college golf. I don't even have it. He's got the best story ever in college golf. I'm telling you.
Wow. What's the story in one sentence? Or we'll let him tell it.
I'll give you one sentence to egg on the crowd. Bench player wins conference's first start. Mic drop. Like, great stuff. That's all I'll give away, but it was. What a day to be a Sohal kid. Like, it was unreal. What a day. First one in team history. Just gets it done for the boys. Locked in a playoff match play to win conferences.
He had been sandbagging the entire year.
Bro, for real. He was timing his run. That's all he's doing, right. Timing his run.
It's preserving energy. It's smart.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's smart.
Load management.
Load management, They said John Wall used to do this as well whenever they were playing, but like they would run the least on the court, and I think James Harden was also kind of in this crew where it's like they would run least on the court, they still have incredible production, but like miles traveled while they're on the court is like doesn't match how much they were playing. And so
Yeah.
that's all little bro was doing. He's just conservative.
Bro, it's just time is running. I love it.
So growing up in a golf family, you played a ton of tournaments. Okay, this is something that you've been doing pretty much your whole life. At what point were you like, okay, like I'm probably pretty good. I'm good enough to make a run at this play in college?
I think when I was like 14, I ended up going to a golf academy in Australia called Hills International Golf Academy. And it is like this little place in the middle of nowhere in Queensland. It's a boarding school. So I went to boarding school there for 4 years. And it's an international boarding school. So everyone you live with isn't really from Australia. They're all internationals and all golfers. Because they get scholarships that come to this prestigious golf academy. It is prestigious. It's just the place is humble. It is not like a beautiful Pete Alistair Mackenzie golf course out there. No, sir. It's just a big hunk of land and it's really sinking hot, but it's got the best coaches on earth coaching it. So from that little academy, like we only have like a couple of hundred kids from prep to grade 12. And in that little academy, we had 2 world number ones. Jason Day went there and Yanni Sang went there. Like, and we've had countless like professionals playing Japan Tour, ADT, LPGA, DP World Tour, Australian Tour, and then even more players playing Division 1 golf, right? My roommates, like we had 8 guys in my room at Hills in my graduating year. I think out of the 8 of us, 7 of us went Division 1. 1 of us turned pro. It was insane. It was crazy. It was like off the chain, like how good some of these guys were. And so that's kind of what you just grew up with. And so you kind of compete against these guys and you kind of like, well, they're getting recruited there. Like, I beat them every once in a while. I wouldn't beat them all the time, but like, man, I probably can do something too. And so, you just got to start pinging off emails when you're in high school, start your recruiting process, right? All you know at the time is like, I want to go to America and I want to play college golf. That looks sick. They have uniforms. They have pink Hoofer golf bags. I'm sold. I'm there. I want to live that life. I want to have a visor and tall socks as well, bro. I want to do that. I want to do all that. I want to be the quintessential college golfer. So I think I was just enthralled by that vision, bro. So I just started in 10th grade, just sending off emails to just about every Division 1 coach in the country, indiscriminately, writing the best emails you've ever seen in your life. Like, it was crazy. I was sending so many out.
Pre AI,
pre Chat GPT.
Bhavi OG.
OG Bhav emails were a peak. Like I ended up getting calls and connections at places I had no business getting connections at places. I think that's like kind of a gift, being a good communicator, especially during the emails and doing college recruiting. I've done it for a lot of my players. Like I've recruited 10, 15 players to come play in college. And like I had like a little agency. I still do a little bit here and there now, but honestly, it's kind of like if you do good emails, you connect, you actually care, it goes a long way, right? You had me, like I was 14, 15 years old. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm calling these coaches at like 3, 4, 5 a.m. in the morning Australian time because of the time difference in America. Like, hey, coach, my name is Bobby. I sent you an email earlier today. Is this a good time to chat? And then it's yes or no. It's like, if it's a yes, well, this is my scoring average. This is my year. Are you still recruiting for this class? And you need to start building a connection with these coaches day by day by day by day. And you kind of figure it out. And then I guess kind of from there, 11th grade summer, came to America to play in some Future Champions golf tournaments in San Juan and San Diego, I think, in California. And then did all my visits, right? So some official, some non-official. So I had my first official one was at GCU, Grand County University. And then did one, like an unofficial one at Michigan State. Then I think I did a Long Beach State. Yeah, definitely did a Long Beach State one with Michael Wilson. And then I forget the other couple, but I didn't go to Oakland at that time. No, sir. Okay. Oakland was not on my radar at that point. Then I guess I came back, and then in my senior year, I committed to a school down south in Tennessee, and then signed my national letter of intent. That didn't end up working out. That's kind of how it goes sometimes. COVID was a crazy time, but it's kind of bygones be bygones. It kind of went from being a Division 1, recruit, going to America, playing top 30 golf at the time, and like, you're the man. you are the man. And then I ended up not going, and now I'm working at McDonald's and going to community college doing accounting and bookkeeping. It's a shock to the system, but it's also pretty humbling for a young kid when you think you have the world in your hands, right?
Mm.
You know?
Well, not in that, and then you also had communicated to everybody and told everybody, hey, this is the plan. This is plan
told
A, and then
everyone and their moms and fathers that I was gonna be this big hot shot when I come to America.
yeah,
It's gonna be sick. Post on my Instagram. I had the hat on, the whole thing. Oh my god, they're eating it up. I did not get the last laugh on that one.
the question is, do you still have the hat, and can I have it? So
I do have the hat, and I have it. I just thought it's not with me. It didn't make it to America somehow. I think my dad still has it at home. I think it's in my closet somewhere. It's in my closet.
Yep.
It's got to be in my closet, just sitting back there for all time's sake. That's okay.
Bygones.
Let bygones be bygones. We have talked about that place. That's okay. What can you do?
What can you do? So there's a season where it's like, okay, I commit to a school, things don't end up working out. I'm home. What was your timeline looking like? Were you there for a year, and then how'd you get back into the game? Obviously, like you knew how to initiate. Maybe that was a God-given skill. Maybe that's something you saw your parents do. But like being able to like, hey, I'm gonna buckle up and like make these phone calls. Like that's kind of a skill for a 13 or 14-year-old to have.
Oh, for sure.
How do you get back into the game once you're kind of sidelined for a year?
For sure. So I think the biggest thing is like I didn't really get the heads up that I was going to happen until a week before I was supposed to fly. Oh, a couple of weeks before. So it was short notice. Okay. And by that time, I kind of missed my recruiting timeline. And so by the time I got released, it was kind of like I'm just paying off emails and text messages to all the coaches I was getting recruited by before. And it's kind of the same answer. Like, hey, man, I'm sorry. I'll apologize. This happened for you. And did you end up in this position? Mm-hmm. We just don't have any roster spots. We can give you a walk-on. We just can't really afford that. Or it doesn't really make sense. It's international to come as a walk-on. It's like a really big commitment.
Right.
And so it's like, oh man, kind of getting snubbed. I kind of gave up there for a little bit. I'm like, all right, it's just not happening. After like 5 months of just trying. That's why I started working and started studying. But then, the universe kind of comes back at you a million miles an hour, right? So I'd built up a really good rapport with the guys over at the University of Michigan. We had 2 players from Hills play there, Charlie Pill and Ashley Lau. And initially I was getting recruited to play there decently seriously. And then they had changes of coaches, and that head coach who I was talking to ended up going to the Golf Association of Michigan, the GAM, and couldn't be a nicer guy. And I reached out to him, like, hey man, this is my situation. Anyway, you know anybody, just anyway, could just connect me with somebody. He's like, yeah, I'll talk to some people. Let me see what I can do. I'm like, bro, thank you. And then, man, one day I just kind of finished my nighttime shift at McDonald's, and it must have been 3 or 4 a.m. I came home and the birds are chirping outside. I got tiptoe to my bedroom, not wake my parents up. And my phone dings, ding, from Instagram, Oakland University men's golf wants to message you on Instagram. I'm like, what the hell is this? I open up my phone. It's Nick Pumford. He told me. So Nick is actually the assistant coach at Michigan. He actually played at Michigan first. He was the assistant coach at Michigan for Witten back in the day, which was the coach at Michigan who I was talking to. And so they kind of connected me, and the old coach at Michigan told Nick about me. And, Nick kind of reached out, that's kind of rounding out their recruiting class. They already had 2 guys signed. And it's like, hey, man, this conversation was like, hey, bro, you still playing? What are you doing? Have a call about the fit, if it'd be a cultural fit. And then within it was moving quick, man. Like within a month I signed. I got the offer, I signed, and then I was in America a couple of weeks later.
Wow.
Just life 360 in a couple of months.
Yeah, I mean, what was it like, telling your manager at McDonald's that you were gonna have to leave? I mean,
I don't even know. I kind of forgot about that. I think it literally was like, hey man, just letting you know,
it was a good run.
It was a nice run. Like, I think I've served enough frozen Cokes for a lifetime. I'm good to go. I'm good on this, bro. I appreciate it though. Thank you. It's like, all right, see ya. All right. So I'm still in the same Facebook group chat with all those guys. Look, can you someone pick up my shift? It's like, yeah, I'm in America, but like, yeah, sure, I'll do it if I could. I still hear from the guys all the time, but yeah, it was good. And I ended up at OU. Good times.
Yeah. Nick reaches out, pings your phone, weeks later, you're in Rochester, Michigan. Being in Australia most of your life, maybe all your life.
Yep.
What was that like making that pivot? Hey, obviously you would have said yeah. It wouldn't have mattered where it was. It's
Oh, I
most
didn't give a
likely you'd
damn
been
at
like,
that point.
like I'm gonna go wherever.
Yeah, I'm going where I
You know,
wanted for sure. Hmm.
yeah. Took some time off, and now you're back. You're in Rochester. What was your first impression? What was your freshman year like?
For sure. I think
Getting in the game. It was kind of your
for
goal
sure.
you had striven after your
Hmm.
whole life.
That's right. I think it was pretty surreal when I first arrived, for sure. It didn't really feel real until I got there. Then kind of just got to meet the guys and really get back into golf for the first time. And my job was just to focus on golf, which is a really nice feeling. I mean, it's really people. If you're in college and you're listening to this right now, golf being your main job is a absolute thing you should be grateful for. Like it is such a blessing to just be able to focus on golf. And there's not a whole lot of times in your life unless you go to play pro and you play at a decent level, that's going to be the case. And I think having that freedom and like just the resources that kind of set out for you to go succeed goes a long, long, long way. And so, going there, kind of getting back into it, going through my first ever qualifying, which was very humbling. I blow a qualifying. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible qualifier. And anybody on my team will tell you that. It's like, Bob cannot play qualifiers. I couldn't figure it out until my senior year. Like, even in junior year, I was playing well, but I couldn't do it in qualifying. But, honestly, my freshman year, it was okay. I was in a weird headspace with kind of like not going to college, so I kind of grow up a little bit outside of home and kind of like just all this stuff kind of going on. And I actually couldn't really connect with my teammates that well, which kind of sucked. And that's on me, right? That's not on them. That's always going to be on me. And, I kind of regret that. That's a year I won't get back with those guys who were on the team at the time. And I probably wasn't the nicest guy, the most cordial guy. I kind of took things personally. But, you learn, right? And then first year, fall season doesn't go too hot. I get second Indy to go play Xavier. I think it's the second last tournament of the fall season, my freshman year. I get second Indy, and then I play decent round one, play bad round two, and then I shoot, I think, 4 under round three. And then I'm like, all right, I'm back in this thing.
Makatiwa? Where is that?
Makatiwa. Yeah.
That's a good spot.
Sir. It's a beautiful spot. I don't like that course, but it's a beautiful spot. I despise that golf course, but that's okay, right? And so that was my first real taste. And like, man, I would love to do that every week. And so, junior, springtime comes around, and coach put me in for South Alabama, and that was it, right? I played every other tournament and went to conferences every year after that, right? And so I ended up being a springtime player. So played well all spring, went through the summer, went back home, and then did it all again sophomore year.
You talking about regretting maybe like not being as cordial your freshman year. That is surprising just from getting to hang out with you and spend some time with you. And then also like obviously what you present on social media is only a part of you, but like it does seem like that you're probably a night and day different person than you were.
Oh, bro, 100%.
Freshman year, I think college.
My teammates would tell you that too. My coaches would tell you that. I think like honestly, it was just like not having, I don't know what it was. I think it was just in a funk. Like when you go through something like that devastating to you at that time in your life, and I know it's like, oh, it's devastating. You're playing college golf, you didn't get to go rah rah. But like I don't even live in 17 years. I kind of had a pretty cushy life up to that point. So devastating is perspective. It's perspective. Like for me, that was soul crushing at the time. And so I think I had that as a chip on my shoulder for a long time.
Yeah.
And I always felt like I had to prove myself. I had to be like the guy or be no guy. Like I think at some point I convinced myself that being good at golf is better than being nice, which is the most backwards thing you can ever think, right? And it's just the dumbest kind of memento I had for some reason. And then freshman year kind of like wasn't so cordial. Sophomore year, a little bit better.
There's probably an element where you're like, I'm not even supposed to be here. Like, what am I doing here?
It's imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like a mistake. It feels like I got a second lease on my golf career is what it felt like. And so I was just kind of getting used to it. There's a new environment, new people. Sophomore year was a little bit better. And then I stayed during the summertime in America. I just stayed here and caddied. I think after that, like sophomore summer, I think I just decided like, hey man, like, you're doing fine, but these guys are going to be your friends for the rest of your life and they're going to love you no matter what. You probably should play along. If that means you got to be the butt of a couple of jokes every couple of while, that's okay. right? Don't take things personally and like be cordial, right? Just be nice, just be a bit more lighthearted. And I think that took me further than anything else. And then by junior year, I was really kind of, making better friendships and relationships on the team. And then by senior year, it was like, all right, I'm like in the team now, which is awesome. Because I kind of was living outside the team, and that's like a kind of a hard thing for me to admit, but that's kind of how it goes sometimes. Unspoken thing about college golf, like you're in the team now. And that was like the best year of my life. I loved it. Wouldn't give it back for the world. It was so much fun.
Talk about Coach Pumford elevating the program.
100%. So, if anyone doesn't know, Nick Pumford is my GOAT. I love him. He is God's gift to college golf. I hope he never gets out of college coaching. I just wish they paid a little bit more. But yeah, so Nick had been at OU for over a decade by the time I graduated. And look, OU's a mid-major school. We played in the Horizon League in the Midwest in a conference that no one knows. And we still play Division I, but it's not like the biggest school out there. But, Coach was passionate. He had vision, and he was just a personable guy. The nicest guy ever. Everyone you talk to who knows Pump is like, yeah, Pump's the man. We love that guy. And so he kind of brought Oakland into something that he think it could be, right? Now we have, like, the fundraising he was able to do for OU is just second to none. With what's available to a player, to a coach in that situation, in that type of league, in that type of conference, in that type of location, he pretty much maxed out all the stats, right? Like, we had awesome funding. We had a really strong alumni network, and they cared about our golf team, right? Convincing a donor to donate X amount of dollars takes a serious amount of negotiating, friendship building, and it's kind of the whole thing, and fundraising is fortunately, unfortunately, a big part of the college golf game, right? Most teams don't turn a profit. We're a red loss every year, and so Pump did an awesome job, and he was able to build it out to a point where we could afford to have golf clubs. Whatever you wanted, get fitted, the program will buy them for you, whatever you wanted, no problem. The price wasn't a problem. What a fantastic situation to be as a kid. Never had to pay for golf balls, tee times, nothing. You ask Coach how much do I owe you, he would tell you the same thing. All good, just work hard. I'm like, all right, got you, Coach. Thank you. I love you. So it's kind of like that type of deal. But yeah, by the end of it, man, we had 18 GC quads, one per player on women's and men's team. We got a track
18
man.
GC quads, ladies and gentlemen.
Bro, insane. That might be the most GC quads like in America by a non-sponsored team. Like, it is insane.
Yeah,
and we had it before it was cool too. We had it before it was cool. Yeah. And then going on practice trips, meeting cool people, eating at nice places, staying at nice places, just like stuff like that, right? He really was like the lifeblood of Oakland University golf for a long time, 100%.
It makes sense why he'd be successful in athletic administration if that's his track record.
Yeah, winning hearts and minds.
Hearts and minds. Come on, man. Bhav, talk about. All right, so hey, in the lineup spring of your freshman year, become a mainstay in the lineup. You talked about off air about an experience that you had that was informative for you to want to make the transition to, hey, in the same way that you're like, hey, maybe I'm going to play college golf whenever I'm in this academy in Australia. You have the realization of like, oh wait, like maybe this isn't too far-fetched for me to turn pro. So like the last year you've been a professional golfer, you've been pursuing that. But there's a realization that most college golfers have to be like, okay, like this is a viable option for me. Can you talk about that experience, senior year that would make you say, hey, I have a chance to do this?
100%. So it was my senior year. I think it was our first event of my senior spring. Yep. So in Michigan at the time, we were going through a pretty brutal winter. So we haven't been outside. We've been in a TrackMan simulators indoors the entire time, hitting off turf. And thank you to Breakfast Bowl out there in Waterford for having us. Brady Dice, my GOAT, just a gem of a guy. He played at Saginaw. He kind of pulled the college coach connection, and he let us train there. He couldn't have been a nicer guy. But that was kind of all we did all winter was in the TrackMan and then hitting into a net and putting on turf. That's all we did for like 3.5 months in the stinking cold and snow and rain, and then we get down to Florida. We go to play EKU's event, I think, at World Golf Village. And we get there. We have one practice round. I think we have a chip around day and one practice round, and then you're off to the races, right? And during the practice round and the chip around, like practice day, it's 75, it's sunny. We're so happy to be outside. We're just so happy to see the sun again. Like we're just smiling, hitting balls in the rain. Like we don't even care how we're hitting it. We're just happy to be doing it. And so, we're just happy we're doing this thing. And then 36 hole starts. I think I'm playing a number one guy at the time. And it's just 36 holes of the most miserable Florida weather you could get. It was like 55 degrees, felt like 32. It was like hailing, raining sideways. It was just nasty work for 36 holes. And I got paired with a guy, and I won't mention his name just out of his own privacy. He knows who he is if he's listening to this. He played Ole Miss previously. I think he was playing at North Florida at the time, and I think it had been a fifth or sixth year. And he's a strong player, like really. Like if you want to know what professional golf looks like before it's professional, like look what he does. That's what a professional golfer does. And he wasn't like a nobody in North Florida. He was like a guy too. And so just kind of watching him was kind of like, damn, that's what it looks like. And then we kind of counted up our shots at the end of the day, 36 holes, and I was only a couple of shots back, man. And then I was kind of just had the realization, I'm like, I might not have won the tournament, but I didn't hit it very well this week, and I putted okay. I haven't hit off turf haven't hit off grass in a couple of months. And I'm kind of I'm in the conversation to win this thing at a couple of points during the day. I'm like, that guy's not that much better than me. And it's not like nothing personal, like I'm me and this guy, but it's kind of just like the realization. It's like, you got something in there. It's good, right? You got to kind of just maybe figure some more of it out. But I think that's a really confidence building for someone in that stage in your college career, especially in your senior spring, because you don't know what you're going to do. Something like that's like a big sign. It's like, all right, I got this. It's like you're building evidence of your future success, right? Like potential, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. And then there's affirmation also. So it's like that in a vacuum is probably not enough for you to say, hey, yes, let me go make this jump. Like one tournament where you outplay a ton of people and play up to someone whose caliber is that high. But then you also kind of have a circle of people that are also affirming you, hey, Bob, like you have the tools to at least make a go at it. And you mentioned this off air as well. It's like you owe it to yourself for someone who's grinded at the game for 12 to 16 years of your life, to make that jump.
Correct. Yeah. Like I think every golfer, I know this is very case by case, but I think everyone who's played at a decent level or a good level should consider it. One, just for closure, if you're really not going to make it, if you crash and burn, all right, whatever, dude, you crash and burn. That's life. What are you going to do about it? But I think, a lot of guys just owe it to themselves to give themselves a chance, right? The corporate office is always going to be waiting for you. It'll be there when you're 25. It'll be there when you're 35. Like, it ain't going nowhere, right? And, but just kind of the people around me kind of backed me a bit more and a bit more. My assistant coach he'd played at a really high level on the Michigan Open twice, and he played at OU, and kind of being able to talk to him. His name's Jake Neen. Talk to him and kind of pick his brain about how it kind of goes down in the pros, right? And what's actually the expectation, and what good actually looks like, and how important that is to know. He Monday qualified for 3M Open, right? And so he knows he's rode the dragon. He's touched the dragon.
Yeah.
Of what it's like to play at the highest level. And so just listening to him, and the more he kind of talks, is like, I think I can probably do that too, And so, good positive people, right? So like my head coach was kind of the same way. He's like, all right, go get it. And then my swing coach, Kyle Martin, said, bro, 100%, you got this thing. It's kind of your friends kind of back you up, and it's like, they are your friends, but they still love you. They're your teammates. They're not going to tell you something that's bluntly a lie just to ruin your life. They do care about you. And so, just kind of positive affirmations from everybody just kind of crystallizes it in your mind what your future should look like. If it's not for yourself, just for them, for closure. And you owe it to yourself to give it a crack, a red hot crack at that,
So you make the transition, you have that encouragement. Second team all conference, Horizon League, have a great finish to your spring. One thing I mentioned this at the top of the show, but one thing that's very unique about Bhavi is like, okay, not only is he pursuing this dream of playing professional golf, because of his ability to create content, to communicate. You may have recognized him from his college golf stereotype reels,
Yeah.
and then more recently the work that he's done with Beyond Golf. Doing research, coming up with essays and writing about
For sure.
some of the most famous clubs in the world,
Mm.
and doing some incredible work and write-ups
Oh, thanks, dude.
that he's been able to put out. And so he's been able to
Mhm.
grow a following, like you said, Bob, over the last like 2.5 weeks. Follower count has continued to increase.
It's
Has been
crushing.
able to grow a following. He's been able to leverage that into doing some work with Garsen, an awesome grip company. So,
Yes,
can
sir.
you talk about like your journey over the last year? It's like obviously like you have committed to working as hard as you possibly can, but then there's also like another avenue that you've been able to tap into that's kind of like supplemented,
For sure.
the goals that you have. So can you talk about that?
100%, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I guess where it kind of all started was, I think I always wanted to do Instagram or something. I don't know what, but there's something inkling that's like, there's something in this.
Mhm.
I don't know what it is, but some guys out there are living a life that I wish I could live.
Yeah.
But the only thing I do about it is moan and groan and complain that I don't have it. And I think that's kind of just an attribute of being high agency, right? You see an opportunity, like kind of almost being jealous. Like being jealous of somebody is fine, but not doing anything about it's not fine. And that didn't sit right with me. I'll never forget, I was sitting in bed one day, I was watching, I had caddied 36 holes, I was tired, I was beat, didn't have a whole lot going on, golf wasn't that good, and I'm watching Bhav Does Sports on the TV, and I'm watching them, I'm like, this is a joke. My instant gut reaction is like, A, this is a joke, B, these guys are losers, and C, this is like the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
And then I turned off the TV and I just like turned on my head, I'm like, this is so dumb. And then I got thinking, I'm like, okay, you need to take a little slice of reflection pie right now because you don't have nothing going on for yourself. Yeah, you're a better player than these guys for sure. You play Division I, you're playing professionally now, but these guys spend a lot of time building up this platform and they are reaping the benefits of it. You can't complain because they are doing something that you aren't willing to do, and that is put your nuts on the line on the internet, right? You gotta be ballsy to do it. Because there's gonna be people gonna say stuff, right? That's just that's part of the game. That's just part of the game. It's just public embarrassment every single day. And so I was kind of like, all right, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm just gonna start. I'm just gonna start posting one video a day, and then eventually 2 videos a day, and I'm not gonna stop until something happens. And then I just kept going and going, and then make some videos do terrible, so bad. And you're like, all right, that's pretty embarrassing. I really wish I never posted that one, but that's part of the game.
Archive.
Archive in the mall. Honestly, I need better at that. There's some embarrassing ones. If you scroll down, I'm like, oh my God, what? Like that. That's okay. What are you going to do about it? Whatever. And then you kind of get a little bit of momentum. You try and like trends out what other golf Instagrammers are doing or TikTokers are doing. And you kind of start copying people. Then you realize copying it's not really your original thing, so people don't really follow you. You kind of get into likes, views, and followers, and kind of that whole formula. And then branding, right? What brand do you want to be, right? At first, I was just like, I'll do anything. I was like, literally, I'll do anything. Like anything for a couple of clicks, I was gonna do it. And so, but my first real kind of breakthrough was kind of letting go of trying to appease everyone and just talk to my people. My people was college golfers. Right. And since I was I lived that college golf life. Like I know that culture like the back of my hand. I know exactly what it's like because I just lived it and I'm 2 months off out of not living it anymore. And so it's fresh in my brain. And so I just started riffing off like college golf stereotypes, like things that only college golfers would know, like the lunches. Terrible. The bathrooms before tournaments. Yeah. Terrible. The guys that you meet on the team, the guys you meet out there on the course are just one-of-one experiences that you would never understand unless you lived it. You'll never be able to relate to us unless you've lived that life, right? It's such a unique subsect of society that focuses on college golf and the stupid stuff that happens in it, And so that struck a nerve, right? And so like, man, and a lot of people really started like, bro, this is fire. I love this. And then started getting a lot of positive responses and people like sharing it around, and things started to get like a mini viral every once in a while. I'm like, oh, I got something here. Then my next series was like random college golfer of the day. I would pick a random college golfer every second day. Just middle of nowhere, no one's school. This person's name will never be sung in the history books of nothing. Never, probably never. But I'm going to give them the 45 seconds of fame. You want to tell the whole world about them, blast them on the internet for absolutely no reason without their permission, and then here goes nothing. So we're making little superstars out of kind of just,
76 scoring average,
bro.
Western Michigan community college.
We won't name, we had an episode, I won't even say it was 100+ scoring average, but it was like, whatever, dude. Like you're part of the series, bro. Like this is your time. You are the man.
And you're
right
in
now.
it. And you're in it. You're in the ecosystem.
You're in our ecosystem. You live our life. Just because you play at a different level doesn't make you not one of us. It is one big community, right? College golf is such a unique thing. There's nothing quite like it in the world. Just be able to speak to it and talk about these guys who might not be a first team All-American, but they're kind of a local hometown hero, and that's awesome. And I'll tell you a really cool story, actually. The first guy I ever did was from South Dakota School of Mines and Tech. Ever heard of that school? Me neither. But that was the first one I picked out. And that video went crazy. Turns out, I actually know one of his teammates. He lives right near me. And we played in a tournament together. And I saw he reached out to me and said, "Hey, bro, did you move to Fort Collins?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude." It's like, "Oh, no way, you went to South Dakota School of Mines and Tech?" Like, yeah. He actually almost won the qualifier. He shot his PB during the qualifier. He shot 600. I'm like, my God. So it's just like a small world. And I was like, man, that's awesome. Right. And then kind of, the things start kind of developing with my social stuff. I started wanting to be like, all right, college golf. I don't want to be college golf for the rest of my life. I'm past that point now. And it's not like, oh, I'm too good for it. It's just like, it doesn't move. I noticed it doesn't move the brand forward. It doesn't move I want to play professional golf, right? Talking about college golf just keeps you in college golf, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I want to be able to play golf. I want to be able to compete. I want to be able to, hopefully maybe attract sponsors who want me to go play for them. Right. And so I'm like, all right, something's got to change. And so I actually got to talk with a mentor of mine, Rob Ray, and he talked about having your choosing a side moment where you got to draw your line in the sand. It's like people will follow your brand if you are you, right? And you choose a direction. You can't try and appease everybody. So I'm like, all right, that doesn't mean me be controversial for no reason. That's not what that means. That's the opposite of what you want to do.
Or put out content that it's not adding value exactly.
Just nothing content, right?
Yeah.
Just being divisive for no reason. We have enough of that in this world. We don't need to do that. But, but making a stand, right? And saying what you like and what you don't like. Mm-hmm. And so I guess I kind of started going down that path, started doing tournament updates. That was kind of like a weird thing there for a while, but then I kind of just started developing my own taste. I started just letting go of trying to appease everybody. I just let go. I just fully let go. I'm like, no, can't do this anymore. I want to strictly talk about stuff that I like and things that I think looks cool. And so what does that mean? I want every video to look awesome. I want everything to look high quality. I want the editing to be nice. I want the footage to be the silkiest thing you see on Instagram. Am I going to get there at some point? Is it there right now? Probably not. But we're getting better, right? And then you start attracting a different audience, right? Who's never seen you before. And then opportunities start coming out of nowhere. That's how I got hooked up with Garsen for the first time. Their marketing director lived in Michigan. Nate the Great, good guy. He reached out, sent me some grips to try, and then we met up at a US Open qualifier, came out to do some marketing pictures, and we kind of just got to chat, and I was like, hey man, I'm moving to Colorado soon after graduation. You guys looking for work? I'm looking to get into golf. I was like, yeah, bro. And so we had a call with the general manager. It ended up being a fit, and within a couple of months, I was working as a tour rep and sales rep for Garsen Golf. Right now, I'm on putting greens at Corn Ferry tour events. I was at Chicago 2 weeks ago for the Evans Golf Invitational. I was supposed to be at the Wyndham this week. That didn't end up working out, but I'll be at the LPGA in Boston in a couple of weeks' time. Right, as a 24-year-old kid, one of the youngest reps out there. It's crazy. Right, just got started posting videos online. Anything can happen if you just put it out into the universe and don't stop trying. There's definitely been some times where I felt like this is so dumb, I don't want to do this anymore. But hey, it's working.
Yeah. Talk about making a pivot of okay, there's some intermediary time, and then finding this is kind of a buzzword and it's kind of lost its meaning, but finding your niche, finding, hey, what do I like? What do I want this to be like? Mm-hmm. How did you decide what you liked in the first place?
I think one thing that people look down upon as copying somebody else. If you don't know what you're doing, be inspired by other people. People are already walking the path that you want to go down. It's okay if you're lost to just kind of be inspired by somebody else sometimes. I think I had a couple of people that I really content who I really enjoyed. And I'm like, how cool would it be to be a part of that community, right? It's like, okay, so how do I break in? Well, you don't need to break in because you still have college golfers who kind of look after you. Well, let's just start putting feelers out there, just soft feelers. I still do it in my format, but let's talk about something that's not college golf, right? Let's talk about I want to make a Sunday golf bag that is less performance based and just for fun. And because I love golf bag. I have blades in there, not because I'm a stud, it's because I just don't want to, I just think they look cool. And if you live by the rule of cool, you'll be just fine. The rule of cool beats all. And it's that video kind of blew up. I'm like, all right, I got something. And I kind of kept going down that rabbit hole. And then I was really intrigued by how American golf clubs and kind of the country clubs and the private stuff and kind of these beautiful places in the world that people don't talk about enough. And then when you come to America, everyone talks about it. And I just wanted to kind of just, looking at architecture, looking at history I thought was really cool. And then I started building an audience that wasn't just college golfers anymore. It ended up being, people who now work in architecture or people who are members of these places or people who are interested in these type of things. And it's begun to create a community that's involved in what I do and is a part of it now, right? They're not just looking for entertainment. They kind of just want to be around the content I make. So I make these editorials once a week now that have kind of, semi done pretty well. And people like it and people enjoy it. And I love writing it because I like writing. I love writing more than anything. I love writing. I love talking. I love writing.
Yeah. Interesting about some of those editorials that you put out. Most of those clubs, they didn't start off as golf clubs. It would be 20, 30, 40 years before, there were equine clubs, there were, hunting clubs,
cricket clubs,
yeah,
something different. Yacht. There was a sailing club. I think that's a Newport Country Club that was sailing first. But golf was an auxiliary something, an add-on later upon.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a golf course. Chicago Golf Course was the first one. The same with St. Andrews Golf Course in New York was the first ones to really get started as a dedicated golf club. But yet, Americans, the American people pastime golf didn't end up being a thing until a little bit later. And now it's the pastime of America right now. It is insane how much it's born. Everybody in the moms plays golf now, which is awesome. I love it. I love it.
It's funny talking about, you had a season where you were posting scores, you were posting, golf updates, US Open qualifier updates, stuff like that. We had Carson Baez on this past spring. Yeah, go. Played for Richmond, just transferred up to Georgia Tech.
GT, yeah.
Bro, what a jump.
What a stud.
Dude, crazy. But he's one of those guys right now that's in college golf that is, making content. And he said something interesting about especially in college, Bobby, I feel like, you and I, we're has-beens, out of the game. 100%. We're the people that we interact with are mainly not students for the most part. And so there is a little bit, you're a little bit more free, but I feel like whenever you're in college, on that golf team where you have, 9 people where you're around, it's it's kind of hard to be freed up to 100%. I'm going to go post a hype video before my round, and then I'm going to go shoot 75, 74, 76. And he talked a lot about but I love, he loves,
I respect the hell out of that.
He loves making the content and also dude, he has a partnership with Wilson. Wilson sells a bunch of gear, and it's he's been able to, it just very similar to you in the way that you've been able to, if you put it out there, you are courageous and you're making content that you enjoy, you appreciate, and it's really cool what you are doing.
There's a way to do it. Yeah, there's a couple of guys who I'm really proud of. I think Carson is one of them. He's crushing the game. He was my inspiration starting out. I'm like, bro, if this kid is in college and he can do it and can still be a stud, bro. You're out of college, you can do it too. Right. And then Drew Miller out of Michigan State, he's crushing it right now. Like he's doing such a good job with the content. He's growing every day. And he's got sick partnerships, and it's like, damn, that's awesome to see. And more kids have kind of started doing it, and I couldn't be more of an advocate for it, especially with the advent of NIL. It helps a ton. Like shooting good scores helps, sick, but not everyone is going to be a first team All American. But it doesn't mean you can't be marketable, right? Because after 4 years are done, all gone, said and done, what do you have to show for one of these plaques? I mean, that's cool, but you could also be growing something at the same time that could help support you in the future, no matter
That's
what it
so
might be.
good. So good. We talked about this off air where it's like, it feels like almost 3 to 5 years ago, you either had a plan A of like, okay, I'm gonna turn pro, and whatever resources and money and backers that I can find to support me on this journey, like that is my one journey, or I got to go, work in an office job for the rest of my life. It's like,
Yes.
now there's a door C that you could open,
Door C. Mm-hmm.
and it's cool, man. Like you said,
Yeah, it's fun.
And also to your point on like a little bit earlier in the show, if you said like if golf is your only identity, like you're in a really precarious position. Whereas now it's like if you're able to create content, well, and on also you can only practice. I mean, in theory you could practice 10 hours a day. Like you could practice sun up to sundown, but like your body, your mind is a limited resource. So what are you going to do with the other 4 to 5 unaccounted 4 times of your day? It's like,
there you go.
Go create some content. Go create something.
Go build something is what I try and say. Is like, if you don't know what you're doing, just go build. Like it doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to be instantly successful. You just need to start something. Just start and don't stop. Something's gonna happen. Something's gonna work, and you'll figure it out. Trust you'll figure it out. I think like the thing with door C, option C, is that it takes agency. And I think that's a skill that's important to learn. I think security is awesome, and security is something that everyone should strive for, especially when you're starting out. But option C, like kind of is carving out your own lane, your own life. A is brave, because financially you don't know where you're going to be at. Sure. And you don't know what your future is, so like up in the air. You don't know what it is because it's up to you. You are the life force that is going to affect your destiny here. A corporate doesn't get a say in life C. Corporate doesn't get a say. It's all you. However much you succeed or however much you fail is on you entire time. So the accountability factor too, I think some people get caught up with. But look, it also isn't for everybody. There's some personalities that just could not be further away from, like, for example, like my brother. Like, I'm not sure if he'll ever get into it. I'd love to bring him into the fold in Barbie golf, but who knows? That might not be him. And if that's not him, that's fine. That doesn't mean he can't be successful. No, not at all. He probably could be even more successful than I am, right? But that's going to be up to him. You have to make a decision for yourself. And if you just have like the slight inkling, do you want to try it? You should. You should give it a red hot crack. And just turn off your ears to all the haters for like 6 months, and then bring your head up the wall and see where you're at.
See where you're at. Yeah.
See where you're at.
Yeah. That's a good point where it's like, hey, this is not for everybody. No. Not for everybody. But there's a point where I feel like for yourself, you talked about a little bit earlier of like, okay, I have these ideas in my head. It's a creative outlet. It probably starts like that, but it's like if you're probably not having these ideas to create and leverage Instagram or whatever socials you have as like a canvas for those ideas, okay, that's probably not the lane you should be swimming in. That's probably a good indicator. Yeah. So recently, you said it was 2 months ago that you moved to Colorado?
Yes. Fresh.
Okay.
Fresh into the area.
Talk about what is your transition like? Okay, you spent your first year, playing a lot of your professional golf, home base in Rochester, Michigan. Now you guys are in the Fort Collins, down the road from Colorado State, with Mackenzie doing some school. What's that look like for you? Obviously, you can create the content, create media wherever you are, but sure. What's it look like, and what does it mean for your professional journey?
For sure, I think
to the Springs.
Moving to Colorado has been like a nice change of pace. Meeting new people is really cool. I've been not living at home since I was 14, right? So being on the road is kind of all I know. I always said, where my golf clubs is where my home is. And that's kind of true, right? I lived in dorm rooms, lived in other people's houses, whatever. Then I have my own place, which is cool. And in terms of playing, I haven't been able to compete a whole ton, busy doing everything with Garsen. It's been such a ride. I love it. I love my job. I love what I do. And the content stuff is really starting to pick up, and some opportunities I've started to reach me in the universe recently. And you'll see that in the coming weeks of the content stuff. It's been like a pretty special couple of weeks, and I'm very grateful for it. And it's kind of just taking everything a day at a time. I still want to play. I am mapped out to go to Q school in March next year for Americas. For my first ever Q school. I was planning on doing it this year, but with the move and everything and not being able to play a ton, it's kind of like, we're okay to push it back. There's no need to get your head cut off for no reason, especially if you're not really ready and prepared and you got stuff off the course you have to deal with.
Sure.
But eventually, it's like, I really want to get back into playing some more tournaments and competing week to week and playing Mondays and getting more and more into it. Just kind of figuring out, the financial situation is always going to be a thing. That's just part of me to a golf, right? That's just, you need money to play. It's $800, $500 entry fee every week, man. And if you aren't playing good, because you're running a loss. So you need someone to help you. That's okay. That type of stuff figures itself out, I believe. You put it into the universe, it comes back at you tenfold. So if that's the goal, to get slowly more into golf. I'm playing pretty well right now. Play a local golf course here, and it's been couple of nice little rounds. So it's been a nice change of pace. I've played some bad golf to start the year, I tell you that. Bad golf. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bhavi Sohal. Bhav, are you ready to transition into our closing segment?
I'm fired up, James.
So as Bhavi mentioned just a little while ago, he cut his teeth on creating content surrounding college golf, whether it was college golf stereotypes, whether it was college golf logos, critiquing them, rating them.
Yep.
And thinking, and random college golfer of the day. There was a lot of that. And then also, just like with the college golf stereotypes, I went back and listened to a bunch of them today. And the guy, there was a stereotype of a guy who just like has a horrible take on everything.
Oh,
the guy who's like,
I'm referring to one guy on my team.
It's like, Augusta National isn't really that great. Yeah, I could, like if Scotty like wasn't putting that well, like I'd probably beat Scotty. So it's like,
all right, bro.
It's like, okay,
it's
bro.
It's classic. Like, all right, bro. Whatever.
So literally, Bobby cut his teeth on creating, reels like this. So we're gonna take it back OG. By the time you're listening to this, Bob probably has 50,000 followers. He is taking off. But this is day one Bob right here.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get into college golf logos, and it's gonna be blind rankings. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick, and then Bob's gonna go through a blind ranking.
All right.
College golf logo edition. We've talked about some of these at some point.
Ready for these?
You got it pulled up. Okay, cool. So here's the thing. So I'm gonna go as soon as I hit play game. The logos are gonna start populating, and so we'll get into this. 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Richmond Webster. This one has pants. I went over this before. It didn't have pants. How many do I get? Is it 10?
So you're gonna do 10. We're gonna rank 1 through 10. So first one, swinging Webster Richmond. This one just dropped. I saw a video not too long ago that
fresh. I
they
think I might
posted.
have put the pants on after I critiqued them.
Oh wow!
That could be something.
Honestly,
the update's not bad. Let's see. 2 hands on golf club.
Wristbands.
Wristband. All right, I don't hate it. I'm going to put it at 5.
All right, let's go. 5. Let's go. 5.
Hasn't been around long enough to be iconic yet.
Yeah, that's right. Swinging Webster 5.
Oh, okay. Swinging Irish. I love this guy. This is number 2. This guy's awesome. 2.
It's not been around very long, but
no, I like it. All right. See, this is where I have a problem when big schools do this. Yeah, this is horrific. What is that Tigger from? What is that thing? That is, oh my God, that is terrible. I can't give it a 10. I know there's going to be an absolute dud in here somewhere, so I'm going to give it I just know there's a dud.
Well, no pants, and the fact that you're a school like this, and it's everywhere. They put on the hats and everything. It's like you're a top 25 program.
Bro, someone's got to figure that out. No pants is horrific. Yeah, I draw the line no pants. Yeah, I'm
good. Saying 8. All right, we're going 8 ball here.
Oklahoma State. Swinging Pistol Pete. Oh, this was a classic. They were like one of the first guys to start doing the swinging logos back in the day. I think it has to go 4. I think 4 is a good spot. I love it.
Leave some room. Classic, iconic.
I need, just OG in the game. A lot of good players wore that logo for a long time.
Yeah, that's right. All right, number 4, Swinging Pete.
Yeah. What the hell is that? Can we put that at 11? What is that? Swinging Jasper. He's got a black gray glove on too.
Swinging Jasper, man.
All right, so I'm gonna break this down. All right. First of all, white belt, dust, out of here. Gray glove, dust, out of here. The guy's smiling too much. I don't know what is going on with that club head, but that is not natural. Sorry to hear this. I'm sorry for anyone who has to hear this who plays at Manhattan. I probably love you guys, but that is 10. Oh, I'm so glad I had 10 for you. Oh my God. I'm so glad.
Respectfully.
Oh. Yeah, respectfully. It's going 10.
Swinging Jasper, number 10. Sorry, you made the top 10, Jasper.
Yeah,
all right,
cool. You made top 10.
Top 10.
Oh, the hilltops, the toppers. Yeah. All right. There's something there's something really charming about this one. He has no pants and he is wearing shoes, but that's okay because that is Big Red. He's not trying to put on a shirt because he just is, right? That's just who he is. I had a couple of buddies who played here, so but I just know one and I'm leaving some bangers for 1 and 3. I'm gonna put them at 6.
Oh man, Big Red.
I'm sorry. I mean, I would take that over Webster though. Okay. I love this. This is good. I like this a lot. I'm putting this at number 3. The Nebraska Cornhusker.
The corn in the
Herbie.
pocket.
The corn in the pocket's fire. It's so good. I love the detail. It's good. It kind of looks like John Daly.
Oh, it does look like John Daly.
It's kind of sick. I think that's good. It's a good take on trying to make a golf logo that isn't like what LSU has done. It's just put their mascot in a golf shirt and a polo and just call it a day.
It doesn't look AI generated. I think that gets bonus points.
Big time.
Huge. Mm-hmm. All right, we're going 3, Herb.
3's good.
3 slot.
Florida Gator.
Yeah.
I love the Gator. I love the Florida logo. And it's one of the classics in that game.
I've had it for a while.
Yeah. Now I think Webster's almost too high, but it's the first ones. I couldn't do anything about that. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's put him at 7. 7. I'm holding out for a banger one.
Wow.
Banger.
All right, last 2 here. It's either 1 or 9 slot, so this could be pretty polarizing.
Okay.
UNC Charlotte.
Yep. Oh, swinging Norm. This is pretty good. The guy's yoked, dude. What the hell? Mm-hmm. This is good. Is it number 1 good? No. Am I going to be choking on these words in the next one? Yeah. This is going 9.
Yep. Leave it open. All right. Last one. Number 1, blind ranking, Bhavi Sohal.
Please.
College golf's finest.
Yeah. So I'll talk about put Grizz at number 1. Please.
Had to leave
my brother. Lock it in. My stud. My goat. Oh, it's so good.
Final list, we got Golden Grizz, Notre Dame, Nebraska, Oklahoma State, Richmond, WKU, Florida, LSU, UNC Charlotte. Got the Manhattan Jaspers.
Perfect. I'm happy with that.
Finishing up.
Manhattan needs to lock in. That was terrible. I don't know what the hell that thing was. Oh my God.
That's a quality list right there.
Appreciate it.
Bhavi Sohal, ladies and gentlemen, originally cut his chops riffing up college golf, has now made the pivot playing professionally, creating content, and is just putting out a lot of really good stuff. We're really excited for what's ahead. Bob, thanks for hopping on the show, man.
Thank you for having me, James. It's been an absolute pleasure.